So I want to shoot this very quick video. I come from a residential lettings background and I speak to tenants almost on a daily basis, and it's amazing to see that most tenants feel that buying a home is very complicated and they don't want to go through the process. And I'm here to say it's actually easier than most people think, and I want to put together a 10-step guide as to how you go about starting that journey. So the first thing I want to start off with is, are you ready? What I mean by that, are you ready emotionally, financially and mentally to actually go on and own your own home? So one of the things that I say is, you can take your time, whether it's months or years, but ultimately know your facts, know the steps, and then you can make a real decision on whether you're ready or not. Now, the second thing is start saving. Start saving for a deposit. Now, it's amazing how I speak to most people and say, you know what, Danny, the money is just not there. It's simply not there. But actually, when you start looking at your finance, especially when I've spoken to family and they say, Danny, I just can't save for a deposit. It will take me years and years. And when we break that down, actually they get to see that by cutting some costs, including perhaps going out every other weekend, which costs nowadays quite a few hundreds of pounds, cutting down on coffee from Starbucks, which also you can save a bit of money there on a monthly basis. So there are areas where you can actually save some money. So have a look and start making those changes so you can save for a deposit. The third thing is find an estate agent. So the best way to find an estate agent, of course, is word of mouth, but there are many other ways, and we actually have a blog and a video for that, which I would love to share with you on this same video so you can find out what steps you should be taking to find yourself the right agent. Now, the fourth thing is get a mortgage approval. So one thing that we recommend, we work with some amazing financial advisors, and what I'd recommend is for you to go out there and actually speak to a financial advisor, speak to a mortgage broker, and see what kind of deals you can get out there, because most people will just go to their bank and find out what they can get from the bank when there's so many more options out there. The fifth is start viewing, which is most of the exciting part, right? So one thing I recommend, of course, in spring and summer you have so much more daylight. You can go out and view properties when you come out of work, whereas in the winter, of course, it gets very dark around about 4 o'clock. So if you can go out there between spring and summer, it's the best time, but don't let that hold you back. You also got the weekends, and perhaps you can take time over lunchtime in your break. If it's a property that you really like, recommend let your boss know. Let your boss know that you're going through that journey of buying a home, and in most cases they're very understandable, and go out and view the property that you like during the day. So the sixth thing is choose a property. Now this part, I want you to listen to me very carefully, because when you're choosing a property out there, for some people it could be very different. Some people will look at 8-10 properties and find their dream home, and that's enough for them. Having seen another 9 properties and find that 10th or 5th or whatever it was, that could be enough. But for other people, they can be very different. They can view 10 or 20 or 30, that's still not enough, and they want to wait for a few months. And what I would say, of course, as an agent, and I could see homes coming on and off the market all the time, and I've seen people being very disappointed. So one thing I recommend is, once you see that dream home, make a decision. But if you feel that you need to wait, then it's a big commitment. So if you feel you need to hold, it's completely down to the individual. Make an offer. Now this part also, I'd like you to pay a lot of attention. A lot of people feel that the agent that they go out and see, who's representing the seller, is the best agent to actually give them the best advice. Now, an agent will always give the best of good advice to both the buyer and the seller, of course. But one thing that needs to be understood is that the agent is there to represent the seller. He is the seller's agent. Now, one thing that a lot of people don't know is that you can go out and actually speak to someone and be able to instruct a buyer's agent to work on your behalf, and it will make life so much easier, because they're a professional. They know what's out there, they know what properties are worth, they know how to negotiate. It's something they do on a daily basis. So why not leave it to the professionals, and ultimately you're going to get the best possible result. You're going to get a home, your dream home, and you're going to get it for the best possible price. So find out what buyer's agents are out there. We of course have buyer's agents here in the market centre, and we'll be more than happy to share a little bit more information on that. So we're now down to 8, which is start the legal work. Again, this can be somewhat daunting if you don't know the process, but leave it to your solicitor. And if you have a buyer agent, again, it's going to make the process so much easier, and they can explain the process to you. Also, we work with a company called Gazelle, which makes the process so much easier, so much smoother, and so much more secure, so both buyers and sellers are not disappointed. Again, more than happy to share more information on that. And then exchange keys and insurance. So the important part here is the insurance. So make sure you do insure your home against all type of damage, and perhaps speak to your mortgage advisor about that, or your financial advisor. Your agent should also be able to provide you with some great suppliers, insurance companies out there. Make sure you get that right. And then you're moving in. Get packing, get your stuff moved in. Again, if you are working with a great agent, they'll be able to recommend you with some good movers, some vans. And I just want to say, you see, it wasn't really that hard to start off with. Follow these 10 steps and you'll be well on your way to being a homeowner. Feel free to give us a shout and let us know if there's any questions that we can answer for you. There's also a new how to buy booklet from the government, which we'll be more than happy to share with you. And if you have any questions, as always, we're here to help. Thank you.